G'day Yomash and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're taking a look at the STRIKEMASTER Mk.88, a British rank 4 strike aircraft. The battle rating is 6.0 and it was introduced in the update Sons of Attila as a reward for the Battle Pass Season 8 or 9 or 11 or I don't know what we're up to. Tropical Storm. Now it's got two boys to the side. So you've got your co-pilot and a pilot, and then you've got these fantastic gun pods as well, which you can equip underneath the machine. It is a spectacular little machine with a lot of just different quirky things. Top speed of about 780 kilometers an hour, although you're most likely to sit around 600 cruising. Has no belts for the guns, so you've stuck with default. And here's a look at all its ordnance. Flame bombs, incendiary bombs, rockets, Mighty Mouses, and my favorite, just underslung gun pods, which is what we're going to be using in today's video. Now the cockpit itself is quite nice. It's got an ejector seat, the canopy folds back. Essentially it's a very nice, neat, compact package. And old mate here looks like he's about to die, but he's not Nigel 2.0. In fact, I'm going to call him Bob. Now for those of you wanting to join my squadron, it is now open for applications. Keep in mind you have to join the Discord, link in the description, in order to join. And we've also got a secondary squadron, Bawoo, for those who want to just have a casual experience. Also, buy my decal, link in the description. Now, I'm not usually a fan of Battle Pass aircraft. They tend to be a bit lackluster, but this is the first aircraft they've introduced into the Battle Pass that is a bit of an interesting placement. Now, battle rating of 6.3 means you do fight early F-80s, you do fight P-51s, and you certainly do fight Griffin Spitfires. But not only that, you fight the early German stuff and the 262s, as well as F-3Ds and various other aircraft at the same time. You do fight Yak-23s, and I'm trying to think, there was a bunch of other aircraft too, but besides the point, at 6.3, you fight Ju-288s. And considering this thing gets an air spawn at the moment, keep in mind that it might change, this thing is incredibly potent when it comes to attacking things. Because I'm the first one out here, there's an A1H, there's an A2D, there's an F7F-1. Ooh, the choices are tantalizing, but I want to take out ground attackers because, well, why else would you do anything else with this machine? Because, well, after all, it is 7.62s, and you basically just spray and pray like you would with the A1H's armament. Anyway, you can see this thing gets a little bit tricky. It does lock up here. I'm trying not to plow it straight into the ground. She is really, really maneuverable to the point where it's just one of the perfect little attackers. But after you do a couple of combat turns and a couple of just bits and pieces, you do find, as I'm spraying all over the place, it's going to be a common theme of this battle, you do find that it is a bit chaotic and, well, that 262 ain't shit. But you do find that the guns do be a little bit underpowered in a way. But again, 870 rounds left on the main guns and then 2,800 on the underswept pylon mounted guns, and that guy has no chance. Again, pilot snipe on the A2D, that's already 2 kills. And there's an F7F coming in for the play. Now this is where it gets a little bit interesting. You just try and maneuver out the way. And this machine has an incredible just amount of agility. Look how we're just managing to pull back onto the 6 of the F7F without any issue here. Granted, we do have a bit of skill issue when it comes to aiming, but that's okay. We'll get used to this aircraft eventually. If not, we'll just spray and pray forever because, well, you've got so much ammo, you may as well just try and hit your target. And I'm not used to these little guns, but hopefully we'll be able to get a decent smackaroo. We've knocked out his oil system, and I think we've just got the kill. There we go, that's the 3rd kill. Now there's an F-89 and an F-8F. The F-8F is probably most dangerous. The F-89s are, you can just kind of turn around them, they're not really a threat. But as you can see here, about 500 kilometers an hour, after doing a couple of turns, you sort of lose and bleed a bunch of speed. Now at the moment I'm deciding whether I go after this F-89, whether I turn back around and try and attack something else. I've only got 411 rounds left in my main and then 1,000 between the underslung guns. There's B-51 and F-8F and a couple of other jets up still, but for most part it's just down to propeller driven aircraft. And this F-89 is about to get eaten up by the friendlies right about now. And there is no option other than to turn in towards the F-8F, the P-51, the other F8F, as well as the P80 that is floating around. There he is. Anyhow, this is where things can become particularly interesting. The F8F has taken out the TAR 152, but they've both critically damaged each other in a head-on, and this guy is just basically spinning in circles. I just want to fly under him just because I can. See if we can get there in time and just be a bit of a cheeky bugger. Because why not? Gotta have some fun in air realistic. I kind of just want to zoom by him just because he can. But I don't think that's going to be a thing. The other friendly is just charging up behind me. And I'm not really going to shoot at this guy because he's already dead, but the TAR 152H manages to get the kill on him. And anyway, we've now got an F8F charging at us head on. Now, try and avoid head-ons. This thing is incredibly lightly armoured. So the ability for you to maneuver out the way is important with this thing, because you take one hit, there's absolutely no armor whatsoever, it will take critical damage, your engine will fail, and you basically end up like a gliding, a flying rock. And we all know that those aren't particularly aerodynamic, but here we go. Gonna chase the P-51 instead. Give him a little bit of a burst there, give him a bit of a tickle. Hopefully we can come in on his 6 there. Get some hits. No. Pull. Get another couple of hits. And he gets absolutely shreked by the TAR 152. That's okay. We're going to go after the F8F this time. No problem. We've got other aircraft that we can shoot at. Particularly this F8F who decides to... I believe he's landing. I'm not entirely sure here. But we're going to try and beat the friendly to it. And we do manage to get it. And then there's a P-51 left. Well, we're on 4 kills now, and we have a limited rounds of ammunition. There's P-51 and F-80, A2D still up, and a couple of AI aircraft, but we'll not worry about those. I think it's time that we go back to the airfield. Look, for a second there that P-51 wanted to tango, but he's currently engaged with some friendlies. So we'll just piss off, go land, and then get our armament again. Landing this thing wasn't too much of a problem because it's got an air brake and it's got landing flaps. So deploying those and then holding the brakes while putting the elevator up makes sure that this thing landed in about 200 kilometers on the forward airfield quite nicely. Now, the enemies actually managed to shoot down a bunch of our friendlies. So it's just me and a couple of guys left. That's not going to deter me. The fifth one over here, there's an F-80 just down here. I'm going to use all of my energy and stall up after this guy. I have a feeling this F-80 just... I get P-80s and F-80s confused all the time. But because I've got so much ammo, we might as well go tickle tickle. I'm not going to manage to get a hit at all, but because we've got the apex on this guy, and if all he had to do was fly down and just outspeed me instead of pulling back up. If he... well... he just completely and utterly screwed up there. Had he had pulled down, pulled away, basically allowed his aircraft to just do what it's good at and speed away, because this thing isn't really great at catching aircraft. It really is a subsonic trainer, and you know, 700 kilometers max is basically you're going to struggle to catch people because the acceleration isn't greatest. He just goes in the dirt because I catch him on fire. And last but not least is P-51, which we're going to be flying towards here. Hopefully we can get 6 kills. That'd be nice. This is actually my second match in this thing. The first match I got 3 kills in. And the guy in chat is asking if this is just skill or is the STRIKEMASTER good. I mean, for an aircraft it's actually okay. I can see its limitations and see its particular downfall. But it is a beautifully balanced aircraft. And I think that it could be going up to a slightly higher battle rating, but again, it's all dependent on that armament. And the fact that you can't catch most things makes it a little bit fair. And super props and propeller-driven aircraft can still catch you quite easily, so there is no real challenge there. This guy's not going to go head on with me. Oh, he's not. Oh, that's his death sentence right here. And that is the 6th kill. That is... well, that's GG. And considering this thing is just a very versatile little trainer jet, it's a good little airframe. And I love New Zealand aircraft, so this one's going straight in the collection. Anyway, that is the end screen statistics. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Hello guys, Editor Ash here. If you haven't seen my community post or haven't happened to be in the Discord, you will be aware that my house was broken into. Nothing was stolen, things were a little bit displaced, but I did an inventory check on everything and everything seems to be there. It's quite an expensive bit of kit, most of my stuff. My bedroom door was also broken into, my office was broken into, the side of the house, the back access entry, basically where you do the servicing for the hot water. We've got a gate across that and that was off its hinges. But nothing else was stolen and nothing was damaged. So police are aware there was a string of other crimes in the neighbourhood that night as well. Someone got their car stolen and another person had their tool trailer stolen. So I'm a little bit shaken, but you know, this is the last thing I needed at the end of the year here as we're going into Christmas. I've had enough of this shit. I've had health problems this year. The YouTube channel isn't doing so well. It's the last thing I needed, so I'm going to be taking a bit of a break. So I'll take care. We'll see you soon.